friend of mine told me the story that he used to walk at Reb Mendel Futterfass home at nights in Kfar Chabad when Reb Mendel was older and needed company. And it was a rainy night, and Reb Mendel had no coat. And he offered Reb Mendel his coat. And Reb Mendel said, no, you have only one coat. You wear it, I'll walk. He says, you know, I have an identical coat. I have another coat, the same coat. He ran into his dorm room and he brought another model of the same rain and shine coat. And he gave it to Reb Mendel, and Reb Mendel put it on, and they're walking. So Reb Mendel says to him, how do you have two identical raincoats? He says, well, we live in California where it doesn't rain much. So my mother gave me her coat because it's unigender, you know, the same coat worn by a man and a woman. He says, Reb Mendel ripped that coat off his body like it was a cancer. Silvash, a man is not allowed to wear women's clothing. And he spent a considerable amount of time trying to convince Reb Mendel that he doesn't understand. This is not a woman's or a man's. It's anybody could wear it. And it was like talking to the wall. He says it was the first time. Reb Mendel is always this happy, cheery fellow. He saw a hardness in him. That's Yiras Hashem. Simple but incredibly strong. And that's what we're trying to describe here. That the most elemental level of connection to God is the most powerful. And now let's read inside line 48. We see vividly this same model described above, as it exists in the earth, in the human experience. That there is Maila Yeseda, there is a great advantage in what the earth is and what the earth represents. It's the quality of bittul. Bittul is a word that has no adequate English translation, so I'm going to stick with the Hebrew. If you don't know what it means, check your local Chabad dictionary. Bittul means the capacity for not prioritizing oneself completely. They translate it as self-nullification or self-annulment or whatever else. The only good translation for bittul is bittul. Sheyesh bo, which it has, shehi midras, it is meant to be trampled, tachas kapas ragli akel, underneath the feet of all. People trample the earth. Now, of course, you know, people trample the earth, they don't exactly say, excuse me, because the earth is earth. Now, if we appreciated that everything was created by God and everything is God, what right do we have to trample on the earth? As it says, Mashiach is going to come and the earth is going to shout at us, who are you to step on me? Unless when you're walking over me, you're thinking words of Torah. So the metaphysics of this is, the ability to trample the earth represents the idea that the earth represents in Inyan, in philosophy, the most basic level of humility.